I've got a tag for y'all. Um, this is the mixtape for Amelia tag, created by Mariandrea, and it's about music, creating the music, the old style mixtapes that we used to make. I guess you call them playlists nowadays. That we used to make for lovers or potential lovers, or friends or family. Um, but in this case, we're making one for a fictional character from a book we've read. And I often hear people talk on BookTube with delight about this book made me cry, this book broke me. I don't want books to break me. I don't want to be broken, and I don't want to be made to cry. And because of that, I have to avoid a lot of music. Um, and you'll see why with pretty quickly, I think, with the songs that I picked and, growing up with the music that I grew up with. Most of these songs are older hippie songs, I guess, if you want to call them that. Um, yeah, so one book that did, let's just say, tear my heart a bit was a love triangle. It's called The Marriage Plot. It's by Jefferey Eugenides, who wrote Middlesex and what else did he write? Anyway, it's a very good book. I highly recommend it. Of course, as there's a love triangle, well, not of course, but in this case, as in often in this love triangle, someone loses out. I'm going to try to talk about this without spoilers. It's very difficult because I think it's important to know that this character that I'm making this mixtape for loses out. And I feel like it's important to mention they have bipolar. Um, anyway, so here we go. These are the songs that I have for them. Um, I don't know if they're going to make them feel better, but they're following the prompts. So here's side A. You've got 4 tracks on side A. The first track one is a song that mirrors your mood or that character's mood, which in this case would be People Are People by Depeche Mode. This was, new age music, not new age, new wave music that was popular dance music when I was in college. This song asked a question, and I think that's what I wanted the mood to be asking a question. And the question asked is, people are people, so why should it be you and I should get along so awfully? So that's track 1. Track 2 is a song for space travel. I had to think hard about this one. The one that stays in that mood of that character's situation, having lost their love, but also in a space realm, is a old Joni Mitchell song, so beautiful. This is from when I was a little boy, and it's called Both Sides Now. It's the one about clouds. I see them both sides now, meaning up and down and all around. So seeing the clouds from on high, from underneath. And it's just a haunting song. She has that haunting, beautiful voice. And she's still, if you can see her as an older lady in her chair in these concerts singing for people, it's really beautiful. As I said, I can't listen to too much music like that, but I did see a couple videos. Track 3 is a love song for a broken heart. Didn't know where Dylan was going to come in on this one. I could have used him for any of the prompts. So this one, really, I went back and forth between this and the band song that's coming later. But I figured since the band is from the last waltz, that should be at the end. So I put the Dylan song in this spot. And the one I chose for this one was Shelter from the Storm. It's it's a beautiful, beautiful idea that he's in the storm, right? But there's a light on in the window for him somewhere, and someone's waiting for him, and to take him in, warm him up and give him shelter. So that's a beautiful song. And Dylan is probably the musician I've listened to the most in my life. So while I wasn't happy for a musician to win the Nobel Prize, and I'm not arguing that it isn't amazing poetry without even the music, the lyrics, but just that, I don't see anytime soon that, Grammys or Oscars or none of these other prizes are going to start giving any love to the books. So why should we, precious few slots that we have for our books, give them to other fields? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But if someone had to win it, I'm glad it was Dylan who won the Nobel Prize. Okay, so we're going on to side B. Oh no, I'm sorry. Track 4 of side A is the mic drop song. Now, I had different ones. I thought of using this one. I thought of the Hop Stepper, which used to be my come on song to my radio show in Africa. But I went with Three Dog Night, Joy to the World, all the boys and girls, joy to the fishes, the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. It doesn't get any better than that. Okay, so for side B, we start with a song that is an entry song into Wonderland. And I thought that the Mystic song that I sometimes used to use for my dating profiles, the Van Morrison song, was good for this. Go into the Mystic is like entering Wonderland. And just another beautiful, he's got so many beautiful love songs, Van Morrison. Listened to him a lot in college. Track 2 is a parallel universe. They're listening to this song. So this is where I ended up putting in. This is where I put the band, because I thought, this again is sort of a healing love song, and so that would be an alternative universe to what the poor character is experiencing in the moment of just rejection. So this is a song called Up on Cripple Creek. It's I believe it's an old folk song as well. And it's sung by, who sings it? But anyway, it's on the band's Last Waltz album, which is probably one of the best albums ever that I listen to the most. And all these great old songs sung by all these great singers. I almost used a Dr. John for the mic drop song as well. I use a cobra rattlesnake as a necktie. But anyways, Up on Cripple Creek, you don't have to speak because she defends you. A drunkard's dream, if I ever did see one. And she mends you and she defends you. And that's a beautiful parallel universe where he wins the girl in this parallel universe. And track 3 now is a song for daydreaming. I think that Mariandrea rightly says that every mixtape should have a daydreaming song on there. And for this one, I chose, I thought you got Fish, the Hands and Feet are Mangoes, you got all kinds of crazy songs for this, but I chose, as much as I like jam bands, I went again with sort of an old classic rock, Joker by the Steve Miller Band. Sure do love your peaches, gonna shake your trees. Which I remember listening to when I was studying abroad in Paris, in the metro. Right, so for the final is, once you know the TV goes out just at the moment that I need to choose the final track. There it is.
Songs that love to get songs.
Sorry.
Genres, for characters across genres, so that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's only her. She won't mind that her voice is on her own tag video, I'm sure. If I could just find some way to pause her. There we go. Now I can get to the last track on side B, track 4. If the life was a movie, this would be the soundtrack. So here it unfortunately has to end on a downer note, which is The Mountain Winds Again by a Blues Traveler, which is upbeat music, but with a less hopeful or more doubtful lyric. And I listened to this a lot in my tough times when I was in Peace Corps, which I usually talk about as glorious on this channel, but was in fact, at times incredibly hard in the Sahara in a mud hut and all that. Very lonely until I learned the language well, and often ill and all that good stuff. So I remember listening to this song there, hiking 20 kilometers to go get something I needed, Mountain Winds Again, that great harmonica. All right, so those are my songs for my mixtape for the character who I don't want to name, who loses the love triangle in the marriage plots. Do read it and you'll figure out who it was, and you'll let me know if you thought the songs I picked for them were appropriate or not. But I enjoyed doing that. I usually don't do as many of the tags that aren't strictly about books, but there have been times when music was a huge part of my life, and I'm sad that it's not anymore. But it is what it is. It's one of the conditions I live with my illness. But anyway, now I listen to mainly jazz and non-lyrical music, ragas from India, that sort of stuff, or like kora music from West Africa. So there's still plenty of good music that I can listen to that won't make me or make people cry. So sorry, I don't like horror. I don't like drama, tearjerker stuff. I just want stuff to make me laugh and happy and excited and all that good stuff. So thank you, Mariandrea, for the chance to do that. Really interesting tag.